Howdy, y'all, and welcome to the Parleh NFL show. I'm your host, Sarah Said, and I'm here with my two short kings, Justin Pooney and July Retreat.
I'm over 6 feet.
We are the opposite of short at this company.
His height starts with a 5, mine starts with a 6.
Cap. He's 6'1", I'm 6.
In your dreams.
We move.
All right, so I'm back for my first NFL game. I saw the Titans play the Colts. It was amazing. Before I even jump into the show, I just have to ask you guys, Matt Ryan got benched for Sam Ehlinger. What does that mean for the Colts moving forward, Justin?
It means the Colts are tanking.
Colts are done.
They're cooked.
They can't find a quarterback ever since Andrew Luck. It's very sad to see how that franchise has just gone guy after guy.
Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck to the...
A bunch of guys.
No idea.
Jacoby Brissett. They had Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz. Like, at some point, I think they're just gonna have to say, you know what? Let's start from scratch. Because also Frank Reich, job security, I don't know right now. So they
Jim Irsay's an impulsive owner.
That's right. And they want to win in Indy. You know, you've had a good run since like 2000. Yeah. So you want to get back to
their roster's not bad.
They're not bad.
They just need the most. They're like the Denver Broncos.
I thought they'd be a lot better this year. Bro.
Yeah. That's the thing everybody was saying.
I thought they were going to win the division.
Looked super disappointed. It was sad, but I was also happy because the Titans won. So let's start off with some Thursday night football. We have Lamar Jackson. Is he for real? Do you guys get the joke? Anyways, we will see him. Will we see him lead the Ravens to 5-3 against Tom Brady's Bucks?
This is a must-win for Tampa Bay, I think. Like, you're gonna get Tampa Bay's best shot this week because if they fall to 3-5, even in that division,
I know, but still,
just imagine the narratives and everything that people are gonna say about Tom Brady.
Psyche would go down.
It's already not looking good in Tampa, but another loss. Do I think Baltimore can afford to lose a game here? Yeah, because that division's still gonna be tough between them and Cincy. But you're gonna get probably the best version, or it has to be the best version.
It has to be
the best version of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I don't even know
on Thursday. And I think if they don't show up, boy, does Bruce Arians maybe just come back down to the sideline? But you know what?
Honestly, you never know.
Back to risk it. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. Does Brady retire? Like, we don't know what's gonna happen.
That's honestly not out of the question. Because I think if he did that, if he said, you know what, guys, I'm 45. I've had these issues off the field. It's not going well on the field. I'm done. I don't think anyone would blame him.
I don't know.
I think people would say, well, you were the one that came back for no reason.
Exactly.
You didn't have to. But at the same time, I think people would understand, like, with everything going on with Giselle, understanding that the team's been beat up and stuff. Like, I don't think
my argument to that is
angry with him for leaving.
My argument to that is we all have stuff that goes on in our personal life, right? But we still come to work every day.
True.
Right?
That's fair.
But has he been?
But I think it's because he's the GOAT. Because he's the GOAT, because he's done everything.
Like, you know? Did he go to work every day?
He gets Wednesdays off. I wish I had Wednesdays off.
I think just in that case, the Wednesday, you know, the wedding, I think he's distracted.
People are just being extra hard on him.
So I think, and as for the game, like Justin said, the Bucs have to win this game.
They have to.
They have to win this game. I'm talking about, like, right now, they're a team that has so much talent. It's not working.
They have injuries, right? Chris Godwin.
Yeah, the injuries have been there.
Jones, right?
Cameron Brate as well. The O-line, a lot of people overlook O-lines. Without an O-line, you can't win in the league. So that's been an issue. But also, the defense has not been playing well at all since week 1. Okay, yes, they played well against Dallas in week 1, but ever since then, you know, Todd Bowles, remember, he's a defensive head coach, right? So they're gonna have to wake up at some point. I know their division is trash right now. Carolina and Atlanta, they're both 2-5, and then you got the New Orleans is 2-5. So and then you got those teams
the Falcons.
like
the Falcons have had a nice start, but like we know the Falcons are not really a legit
they're
team.
not. So luckily for Tampa Bay, they're not in a dire situation where it's like.
But you also have to count seeding for the NFC playoffs, right? That does play a factor.
That's right.
So I'm sure Tom Brady would rather have spent as much time in sunny Tampa than have to travel to, for example.
And they just have to play with heart. Like, they're not playing with any heart right now.
Heart is everything.
The fact that they
you can tell.
The fact that they played like the way they played in Carolina is not a factor. Sorry, they're not a factor at all. And for them to only put up 3 points in Carolina, it's probably the worst loss of the season for any team. So I think the Ravens got this one, in my opinion. They are 0-3-1 against the spread. Their last
They
four.
are.
They haven't been. They've been.
They've had double-digit
the
leads.
second halves.
They've had double-digit leads next to Phil. They're next to Phil,
With the most.
the most, right? And
So
they've blown.
Can they hold on to that?
They almost blew it. They almost blew it this last week in Cleveland, right?
I think this game's gonna be close. It's not gonna be a blowout by any stretch. I think this is a game under 25 points each team.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, let's talk about the trade deadline, which is only 6 days away. Will the Rams be aggressive once again?
They kind of have to be, no? Like the
I
Rams,
think
the
they
Rams
do.
are an aggressive franchise. You know, let's
F
need
them
make
picks.
Yeah,
Let's
F
be
them
real.
picks, right? But I do think the Rams have to be aggressive because you saw what San Francisco just did, right?
That's right. And they wanted McCaffrey.
They wanted
It came
McCaffrey.
down to those two.
Well, they want to trade Cam
Right?
Akers, but nobody wants Cam
No
Akers.
one wants Cam
No,
Akers at
no
this
one
point.
wants. But I do expect the
But,
Rams to be, you know, the name for a guy like Chase Claypool. Kareem Hunt's name has been bounced around.
Yep, that's true.
Could they make a move? I expect them to do something. I don't think Les needs to sit there and let other
I've
teams
even
load up.
seen Melvin Gordon. In
Yeah,
certain
yeah. Well, it looks
talks.
like
I don't know.
everybody in Denver, Bradley Chubb, Jerry Jeudy, right? I think there's reports saying
Are they
that
cleaning house?
if they lose against Jacksonville,
Oh,
Bradley Chubb's gonna get traded.
It's
right?
done
So,
at that point.
I don't know if that has to do with Russell Wilson and his calisthenics on the airplane or the fact that
we'll get to that later
Yeah.
for sure. But I think the Rams, they understand they've also had a really slow start. We just talked about Tampa. The defending champs do not look like the defending champs right now. So yes, I think at some point you're gonna have to say, okay, the deadline's coming up. Right now, there are certain spots that we could improve on. The running back position, I think the cornerback, outside of obviously Jalen Ramsey, they could use some depth there. I don't think they need a receiver because you did bring in Allen Robinson. They're having trouble.
You're gonna throw to
incorporating
Cooper
him
Cup
in-
20, 15, 20 times
They
a
have
game
Cup,
anyway.
but they've had trouble incorporating Allen Robinson in the offense. I do also think that Van Jefferson, he's missed some time. They're gonna have to get him back. I don't think they need a receiver though. But yeah, running back position, cornerback, depth, those two things. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think they'll be fine in the NFC because the NFC is not good.
What's a trade that you guys
But I just-
really want to see? Like, what trade would you like tattoo your face for?
I think any receiver with
Philadelphia getting Brian Burns out of Carolina.
ooh,
That
look,
would be a really.
that would be pain for me.
I think Philly getting Brian Burns from
Carolina,
Carolina.
'Cause- and he's been in the talks. KC, Philly have been teams in that area right now talking about Brian Burns. That would be tough because they have a really good defense, top 5 in multiple categories right now. So if they bring Brian Burns in, who's underrated in Carolina, hey, that would basically be a move saying, you know what, we're going all in. We're going all in right now. They did bring AJ Brown from the Titans.
Hassan Reddick.
So yeah, and Reddick as well. So that would be a big move. For me, I'd say just a Packers move for a wide receiver. That's it. Like
Jerry
it doesn't,
Jeudy
it
to
doesn't
Green
matter.
Bay.
Would it be this guy on the screen? Chase Claypool? I don't know. Jerry Jeudy? I don't know. Somebody. Okay? Even if it's not a trade, hit up OBJ. You never know, right? Because I'm just saying
But
right now.
reports say that
it's
Odell's not going to play till December, though.
That's right. But it's not looking good at all. There's no trust, like I've pointed out on many occasions. But also there's drop balls, right? You can't be dropping the ball at Aaron Rodgers, or else he's not going to trust you. With that being said, he's not going to throw you the ball.
And Aaron Rodgers is already all on the Pat McAfee show, just
right.
again complaining like
Again,
he normally does,
he
right?
just did,
Which
so-
does nothing good for chemistry with wide
No,
receivers.
it shoots
a young
the
coach,
chemistry down.
Right? It's a mess in Green Bay, and I don't know how this is going to save.
Like if you're a young receiver and you're hearing Aaron talk that way,
Yeah.
how are you going to feel, right? So I think no, just making a move for a receiver is what the Packers have to do.
Well, okay, let's talk about, you mentioned it for like 0.2 seconds, Russell Wilson. So picture this, you're on a plane, you woke up from a nap, you really have to pee, trying to go through the aisle, and you see Russell Wilson exercising and doing high knees, and he's like sweating and grunting and all the above. What do you do?
That's your boy.
I don't understand this. Like, for 10 years in Seattle, right? You knew he was kind of corny, right?
Yeah, kind of.
But you didn't know he was like cringe level, like doing this type of stuff. Like, bro, what are you doing? There are grown men on this plane. Probably their families are with them too. And you're doing this, right? Like, remember last year when he was like practicing, taking snaps in Pittsburgh and stuff? Like, okay, like, cool. Like, that shows you're committed, but what are you doing?
He's a funny dude. I'll say
Like,
that.
it's just like you're doing too much.
Like imagine you turn around, you see him doing
But that's what I'm
push-ups,
saying. What would
mountain
you do?
climbers.
Like, you really have to pee.
Sit-ups.
and
If
you're
I'm
trying to
Jerry
pass
Jeudy
through,
or
and you're
Melvin
like,
Gordon,
Russell,
Court,
excuse
they're
me
like,
one
man.
second. Let me just slid through.
You've already seen all these memes and stuff like that, right? Like,
That's
what
right.
are you doing, man?
Do you think like the stuff going on with Russell Wilson? Do you think it's like affecting? The
Absolutely.
Broncos? Like, do you think that's like one of the major reasons why they're not
Yeah.
playing well right
Well,
now?
you think what? We're all human beings, right? You're seeing somebody that you see every day just doing way too
Like,
much.
doing the most.
That like
doing the
represents you so much.
Yeah.
And
let's ride all the time.
Like, you're seeing all this. I mean, it's not good for Russell Wilson, right? And the fact that this got out shows that people in the organization are already tired
That's right.
of him.
That's right.
Right?
And they're making fun of him. Like now he's a joke. Like
He's a
Yeah.
joke.
he's becoming a joke. Like as the season
like
progresses,
a walking
I mean,
meme.
It pains me.
Basically,
It
right?
pains me in a good way. Brings me a lot of joy that he's getting flamed because he broke my heart. But you know what? Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side, and the grass is greener right now without Russell Wilson.
I
Such
look
a Seahawks thing to say.
Yeah, no, but for Russ, like the grass is looking terrible. Like I mean,
grass
like,
is burnt.
you gotta cut that grass.
There's like weeds
do
growing in it.
something
Well, the
about that
NFL's
grass.
bio on Twitter had "Don't sleep on Geno Lewis" in it. So, how does that make you feel? Do you agree, and do you think that he will win against Kayvon Thibodeau this week?
It's a big game in Giants and Seahawks. It's the
It-
only
I
two
think
matchup with only two teams with winning records.
That's right.
Who would
I
have
think,
thought
I think
that?
it's gonna be a big
Who
game
would have thought?
Who would have thunk it?
because if the Giants win, they move to 7-1. Okay, can you like just picture that 7-1 Giants?
I
think
don't. Yeah.
they're a year. from
5-3
being
Seattle
a year away
Seahawks?
from being a year away from being a
I
year
know you're just
away.
saying that. You're just saying that because you're upset because you're a Cowboys fan.
Look, I'm sorry, Giants fans. This is not even my Cowboys speech. I just think you guys are like the 2020 Steelers. Remember, the 2020 Steelers started undefeated. I thought that was the most fraudulent team of all time, and I think the Giants
What did they
are
lose? They
on
lost to
track.
Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield came in and looked dangerous.
But anyway, I think so. Yeah, 7-1. That would be impressive. Brian Daboll right now, he is the coach of the year. But on the other side of things, if Seattle wins
Smoking
that game,
cigars and stuff,
It's-
doing all kinds
yeah,
of.
I know. Like, if Seattle wins that game, though,
He's a boss.
they move to 5-3. You don't know what's going on with the division. Cardinals, I don't trust. The Rams, right now, they're not looking good. Niners are a good team in terms of talent, but they're beat up. So that would be a huge win added on to what Geno Smith has done this season, added on to Pete Carroll, who's also in the Coach of the Year debate. It would be a huge win. Kenneth Walker, watch out. This weekend, I think Kenneth Walker, another big game.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, Kenneth Walker.
Well, thanks for tuning in to the Parleh NFL show. Thank you from me and my short kings, and we'll see you next time.
My height starts with a
we're
6.
6 feet. What are we talking about here?